If this video can help even just one person feel like they're not alone and that they're not crazy for the things that they're thinking or feeling, then I consider this successful. Hey guys, happy Monday. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Beth and I post new videos every week about anything and everything from sports, fitness, mental health, travel, college, and anything in between. I am basically just sharing my life with you guys. I am a junior at USC's film school and I have been through quite a transfer process before getting here, and in that I was playing college sports beforehand. I played D2 lacrosse and I also did D1 rowing for a little bit. If you're here, please make sure to give this video a like. It really helps out a lot. So now let's get into the video. I played hockey and lacrosse in high school and I never really dealt with mental health that much during that time. It was my freshman year of college where I really experienced some mental health problems through sports, and it was really a shock to me because I didn't really know this part of me existed that could start getting these feelings, I guess. And I don't know if it was just from going up to the next level, or I'm not sure, like all the factors. I feel like a big thing might have been just that step up from high school to college, and that like this really like mattered and felt like more important, and like I was on a scholarship, and we were practicing like every day, and like my team was my family, and it seemed like my sport was my biggest priority, even above school, I guess, at that time, which is also not the best starting point. That's okay. So my freshman year, I was at Lindenwood University and I got recruited to play lacrosse there. I was on a scholarship, not a full ride, but a decent chunk. And I remember when I first got there, I was thinking to myself, I had these thoughts. I was like, oh, like I have to make sure these girls don't like figure out I don't belong here. And I was like worrying so much about like them figuring out that I wasn't meant to be there. But the thing was, like, I was recruited and I had earned my spot there. I worked hard through high school and I had played, but I don't know, part of it was just because in my head I was like, oh, only the star players on each high school team will probably get to play in college, and like I was not the star player. I mean, I was good, don't get me wrong, but like I wasn't the star top scorer type of thing. And I guess in my head I was like, oh, because I'm not that, then I don't deserve to be here. And I was just kept wondering, like why did they recruit me? It was almost like this imposter syndrome I was going through, because I didn't feel like I like belonged there, like I didn't deserve it. And I remember I would go to practice and I would look around at all of my teammates and be like, wow, everyone deserves to be here except you. And like I actually thought that. Like I genuinely believed like I didn't deserve to be there, like I was fake, like I was like trying to be a lacrosse player, but like I wasn't or something. And I don't know if, I feel like part of it was I started so late, so I felt like because I started later that I didn't deserve to be there, because I was like, all these other girls have been playing their whole life and I just started playing. I didn't pick up a stick till like 4 years ago, and now I'm playing college lacrosse. I felt like I hadn't gone through process enough or something, where all these other girls had worked most of their childhood and high school career to get to this point. So then during practices, there's always part of me that was like, you can't mess up, you have to make sure that they don't know that you didn't really deserve to be here, which was not true at all. Like, I earned my spot there, I worked hard. Just because I started late doesn't mean that I didn't deserve to be there. It was just I had been envisioning myself so long playing hockey that part of me, I think, getting to college and then playing lacrosse, I felt like I wasn't in the right place or something. Like, oh, I just decided a couple years ago I even wanted to play in college. Why do I deserve to be here when there's other girls that have been working their entire career to try to earn a spot on this team? It was just like this imposter syndrome or something I was going through, like when I was on that team. And on top of all that at practice, I definitely had performance anxiety because, you know, coaches say things like, oh, treat every practice like it's a tryout, like every time like you get on the field, like you're being watched. And yes, that does make sense. Like, you should always be playing your best. But hearing those things made my anxiety go through the roof. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't make a mistake out there. Otherwise, they're gonna bench me. Like, I can't miss a single pass. I can't, everything has to be perfect and spot on. Otherwise, they're not gonna play me, was my mentality. Which, of course, when you're always thinking to yourself, don't mess up, you're gonna make more mistakes. You're not playing loose and naturally, and it's just not gonna work out the same. So then I was like making all of these dumb mistakes that I normally, like in high school, would never have been making. But being at that higher level and having the pressure of you're on a scholarship, you're going for your playing time, if you're not working hard enough, playing hard enough, you'd have that taken away from you. And honestly, all those thoughts, it was kind of terrifying for me. So I couldn't ever perform my best at practices. And I remember I was always just so exhausted, and I got to this point I was just so sad and felt so hopeless. At that time, I felt so alone, like no one else was going through this same thing, which is kind of ridiculous now, knowing what I know, that I could ever think that I was alone in it. And when you're going through this and you feel like you have no one that you can talk to about it that really understands where you're coming from without it sounding like you're crazy or emotional or just breaking down for no reason, it can be hard. Because I had only known my teammates for like a month and a half, 2 months or something by this point when these things started happening. So didn't feel like I could really talk to them about these things yet. I feel like the only person who really understood how bad it was at that time for me out of everyone there was my roommate. And I feel like she didn't even maybe know exactly how bad I was feeling. It was definitely like one of the lowest points I've been at probably in my life. I feel like I couldn't even talk to her to try to explain how I was feeling, because how do I explain how I'm feeling when I'm on an amazing team, like with all these great girls, and I have this scholarship and I'm playing a sport I love and I'm playing at this high level? How do I explain why I'm feeling so sad? I remember there was one night after practice, I didn't want to be around people. I just couldn't bear it after everything. I went to this Chinese restaurant to get takeout, and I went up to the girl at the cash register and she looked at me and was just like, you look exhausted. I wanted to say like, yeah, I am. Like, you don't even know the half of how exhausted and how emotionally drained I feel right now. It took everything in me to just like hold it in and just like not break down in front of this random worker at this Chinese restaurant. I got back in my car and I just broke down. And I was just like, why am I feeling this way? I didn't understand why I was getting this performance anxiety, why I felt like I didn't belong on this team, and why I was just I felt so sad and hopeless after these practices. I remember my roommate suggested that I go to one of these counseling sessions because they offered free counseling at our campus, and they had like a specific one for student athletes. And I remember I set up the appointment. So when the day of the appointment came, and I was having such a good day, and I didn't feel like I needed to go to this appointment. I was like, I don't feel down at all, like I'm doing good, like I think things just like worked itself out or whatever. And it was just I was having one good day, but I didn't feel like going to this appointment and getting all down and rehashing all of these feelings that had been going through my mind. So I just canceled the appointment. Even though I was having one good day, I feel like it would have helped me a lot. The thing about counseling though, I feel like there's just this stigma. I wish I had seen it more as getting help and not feeling like there is this stigma around going to get counseling. If I could change anything about my experience at Lindenwood, it definitely would have been going to that appointment. I think it really could have helped me. And if you're watching this and you're debating whether you should go to therapy or get counseling or whatever, do it. Just do it. I know it's hard to make that decision, and I think it really could have helped me, and I know will probably help you too. If you're a student athlete and you're going through those mental highs and lows, but you don't think that getting counseling is something that's quite right for you, then I have some great resources that I would recommend. I can't start this without mentioning Victoria Garrick. She is the person who first made me feel like I wasn't alone in this low point in my life, and I don't know if I would be quite where I am without seeing her stuff and understanding exactly why I was feeling the way I was. I would definitely recommend that you go check out her TED Talk, and also her Instagram, TikTok, YouTube are all great resources. I also have to mention The Hidden Opponent, because that account shares stories of student athletes that are going through mental health issues and basically highlights that you're not alone in what you're dealing with. That's honestly the most important thing. You are not alone in how you're feeling. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna get better. You're gonna get through this. Another thing that I found to be really helpful was mindfulness and meditation. Two apps that I've used are Headspace and Sanvello, and I will link both of those in the description as well. They are really great just to take 10-15 minute breaks, even 5. If you only have 5 minutes, that's fine. Honestly, these apps are great if I'm having a day where I'm just in a mental rut, I'm not in the best mindset, I'm not thinking as positively, or I'm just feeling more anxious or stressed or whatever. I can just put on one of these little 10-minute sessions and feel a whole lot better going out of it. And with that, even yoga too, like there's some types of yoga where you're doing like intention setting and just being more mindful and thinking of your breaths and your focus and goals. It can be a really great start to my week, doing it on Sundays or Mondays just to get my week started with a more positive and energized focus. If you're still watching this, thank you so much for staying till the end. If you found this video helpful in any way, make sure to give it a like. It really helps a lot. And subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I will see you guys next Monday.